Hey, so there's functionality inside of NT Helper for offline mode. Um, I'm not so sure that was the greatest of ideas, but it is. I don't know. It's useful, I guess. That led to creating a database that stores all of the parameters and algorithms and all that kind of thing. Um, and it also sort of led to the idea of templates. So I know that I've always wanted to have like fragments of presets that I could load, and sure, you can do that on the NT and on NT Helper. You can actually append or insert presets into uh, another preset, and you can also have end of chain presets and things like that. This is another functionality. Because I had a database, I thought, well, hey, um, we can also do um, this. So uh, over here, there's a template manager, and you can have a look at all of your templates and tag them, do various things. So, for example, if I ever want to just play around with having a, you know, pretty much stock standard plats, I can apply the selected template. Woo! Maybe that's a bit too loud. So, if you've ever wanted to have templates for various parts of your preset, um, let's say you often connect to a synthesizer that has 3 or 4 different voices and you want to uh, auto tune those. That's what templates are for. So let's clear this out. Go to templates and say, for example, you may want this guy, which has 4 poly CVs and 4 auto calibrators. And then you can apply the selected, and it will effectively add all of those 8 algorithms to the preset and allow you to fiddle with routing or whatever. And so this is some basic functionality that I've added that was based on the offline mode that is also present. In offline data mode, you can see you can save presets, you can manage your templates here, and you can also sync algorithms from the disting NT into the database, should you want to do that. You can also work offline. Um, you can sync from the device. You can save the current device preset. And I don't know what's in here. Yeah, this is where Template Manager also lives. So the offline mode, let's say you're on a bus and you have a great idea for a preset you want to fiddle around with when you get home. You can work on it a little bit offline, and then connect up to your NT and drop that preset into the NT and refine it some more. I don't find myself doing that much these days, but the template functionality is an obvious extension of that functionality because I already have the database and everything like that. So, yeah, I guess it could come in handy. I'm going to use it for fragments of things where I've got something set up just the way I like it. And you can effectively go in. I don't want to have any audio here surprising us, so I have everything muted now. So for example, if I were to load a preset, let's just load this one perhaps. And do I have all those algorithms? It says nope. Some of them were not there. Okay, well, that is all right. We'll just wait for it to settle. Press any button. Okay. All right. Let's try a different one. What about this one? Okay, that loaded pretty fast. So this one has a Curbinator and two plugins that I created called Puddle. And it's actually loaded the Puddle and the Curbinators, which is pretty cool. So I think this one is more of an effects plug. Let's figure out what our inputs and outputs are here. Maybe I can patch this up in real quick. So we have a trigger input and left and right audio. So I'm gonna hook up the ARP 2600 here as the left and right audio inputs. And for a trigger, what should we use? I think we'll use this, and then let's get a longer cable and pull the pitch sequence from Fader Punk into the sine oscillator of the ARP 2600. Nope, not that one, this one. And then pull the sine oscillator into the mixer. And let's pull the sequencer into the 2600 as well, into the multiple. So let's pop this multiple into here. And give it some gates. So that's kind of interesting. Not sure it's actually outputting any audio though. It is outputting audio because I see it coming back into the NT. So what have I done wrong here? Let's see. Oh. Of course. These kind of need to go out. All right. So the idea here is that we're running a Curbinator into two Puddle plugins. Puddle is a clean room implementation from the documentation of the shallow water pedal. And shallow water's just crazy, or at least the documentation for shallow water is crazy. And so you basically get this thing that makes it sound like you're playing in a puddle. So I called it Puddle. But once you find something like this, you kind of want to throw it into other patches or presets. So anyway, that's templates, and it basically gives you a way to keep fragments of things kicking around that aren't really plugin related. In order to build a template, you basically can say, okay, I want to create a new one, and you can choose the algorithms from your current preset, and set up your metadata, and save it as a certain name, and then create it. Or you can import them from a file or export them to files, and import them back in. So I don't know. Use it as you will. Hope you found that interesting, especially the part where I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. But that's the way things go when you're patching stuff up. Check your wiring. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.